Now, a Jersey politician says he feels betrayed because States members were asked to approve the new hospital site before final plans were available. Pictures showing the hospital from a different angle were shown at a public meeting in St Helier last night and were not well received.
People also expressed concern that the new build could actually cause severe health problems for patients. Our reporter Susan Ripple was at the meeting.
This is what could become the new hospital in Jersey. It's a view of the plans made public just last month, almost a year after the States agreed to go ahead with the build on the existing site. Here we've highlighted the current hospital in green.
When we debated it, we're shown something very different to what is now being put to the planning department. And I feel betrayed. And it's an interesting point that there is no model available. Now, that model should have been available, if that's the design, this model should have been available to States members before the debate.
But the Health Minister says the debate last year was about the site and not the design.
How can you design a hospital when you haven't got a site? Last year was picking a site. The council put forward an alternative site. He didn't put a building on that site either. It's as simple as that. You design a building when you've got an approved site.
What is our job? We apply science.
The images were shown at a public meeting last night and raised concern amongst locals.
I was born here, I've grown up here. We don't want a great block like that.
We're really not getting a fantastic situation for £500 million. It's just wrong.
I would really like the Council of Ministers to go back to the drawing board and start again. It is the most expensive thing this island is ever going to do, and we've got to get it right for future generations.
The meeting was held by an engineer who also believes the dust and noise of construction will severely affect patients' health.
It is an unnecessary risk to impose on the occupants of the building, and yes, by the evidence shown, that it will mean that some people may die unnecessarily. It will mean that accidents will happen in the hospital. It will mean that people with mental health will get worse.
I've never heard so much scaremongering in my life. Where's his evidence? Not a single shred of evidence behind that.
He does. He has
providing the evidence to the inquiring public next week.
He has cited research done in America which has shown construction on hostels has caused death.
So how many patients died when the Chelsea Hotel was knocked down, which is closer to the patients' wards than our proposal?
But this is going to be a building that's going to, it's going to go on for many years, the construction of this building.
Well, that wasn't done in 10 minutes either.
But many last night feel the writing's on the wall for this development at this location.
Well, we can now cross live to Susan. And Susan, this meeting and this criticism comes just days ahead of the start of the public inquiry.
Yes, absolutely. The inquiry came up a number of times at the meeting last night, and the engineer in my report, Chris McCarthy, he's one who will be giving evidence at it next week. Now, it starts on Monday. It'll be taking place at the hospital behind me and is expected to last around 5 days. Now, after hearing the evidence and the opinions, the inspector will then give any recommendations to the planning minister. Beyond that point, of course, we don't know what will happen next. This is an issue, though, that's got a lot of people talking, and it's set to rumble on for some time.
Susan at Jersey's waterfront, thank you.